And we're back with some more If My Heart Had Wings. It's been a while. Last time we had that, I believe that's when we ran into some problems where Adaha has to choose between going to the robotics and the soaring club, because we now have a deadline of finishing the glider by the end of summer, since Amane made a promise with the teachers that she would graduate by next spring. So now we're in a tight spot. I mean, hopefully Adaha joins us, but I don't think it's guaranteed. It might actually be more interesting if she doesn't join us. But yeah, let's just get right into this. I'm interested in seeing where this is going, and also I think the midterms are done. We're doing midterms exams. So let's see what's happening today in I forgot what this place is called. I will learn it someday. The feeling of liberation after finishing the exams instantly brighten up the mood in the classroom. There's only one more day of the first term left. After the closing ceremony tomorrow, the summer holiday will finally begin. Audra stopped chatting with the girls from our class and about their plans for the summer holidays and came over to me. What's up? Sure, but can't we talk now? The robotics club. Oops. Type too fast. What? My face stiffened up reflexively. Audra looked like she was enjoying my reaction. Also raised my mic volume, by the way. I think I mentioned that in my last video, but I didn't mention it for this series, so might as well say it. How are you going to respond? Ask cautiously. I see. I wish you all the best. I decided not to get in her way any further and quickly left the classroom. Transitions. Gotta love those. Non. Is this square transitions for non-AOE scenes? It might be. That's interesting. Was that it? Oh, it was a lie. That was kind of cool. Sometimes these animations are cool in this game. Sometimes they're super cheesy. I like that though. A little late on this Kotori, but it's okay. Oh. She did it again. That took all our energy.
もし私が目障りなんだったら今すぐ辞める、いなくなる。学校だって辞めちゃってもいい。その代わりソアリング部に残ってほしいの。
This is cute. Also, I guess it shows how much Kotori cares. Compared to like how she was in the beginning, it's pretty big development, right?
ハバネさん、お願い。やだ。なんでよ。だって私、ハバネさんのこと嫌いじゃないもん。そりゃまあ時々ムカつく。私が残るとハバネさんが辞めるって言うなら、そんなのお断りよ。じゃあどうすりゃいいのよ。ハバネさんは残って翼を作る。私はそのお手伝いをする。だからそれができないから困ってんでしょ。ハバネさんこそ私のこと嫌い？え？目障りだって思ってる？思ってないわ。そんなの。そりゃ時々うざ。なんでもない。今うざいって言おうとしたね。してない。私あなたのこと前ほど嫌いじゃないわ。今は好きよ。私ってほら素直じゃないでしょ。ないのよ素直じゃ。そういう時はチョップしていいから。
Give her a chop.
覚えないから私。
Chop. You just asked for it though.
いやしろって言うから。素直じゃない時、なんでもない時にチョップするのは暴力。オーケー、覚えた。
Chop.
この町で育った連中はみんな暴力的なのかしら。で、なんだっけ？ソアリング部の話。そっかそっか。じゃあ行こっか。どこへ？みんなのところ。ちょっとした提案があるんだ。
The square transition.
チース。
Jeez. A rather energetic combo of two second-year girls came in. Hi there. Audra looked at me with a broad
ど
grin.
うしたんだアゲハ。ロボット部に行かなくていいのか。その前にちょっとお話ししたいことがあって。
Kotori, what happened?
さあ、提案がどうたらって。
Audra glared at us, whispering to each other, and cleared her throat.
天音先輩、引退の話聞きました。けど私は先日お話しした通り、しばらくロボット部に専念しなくちゃいけません。今日から大会出場に向けて最後の仕上げにかかるので、部活延長届で作業できる20時ギリギリまで多分毎日残らなきゃいけないと思います。それじゃロボット部が終わった後にこっちに顔出すこともできないじゃない。
Audra nodded sternly. I guess this really is a hopeless situation for us.
そこで提案があります。合宿をしましょう。
Training camp.
合宿？
Pass on the knowledge to Kotori.
そうです、合宿。
We didn't quite get what she was talking about, and we're just staring blankly at her. Where are we going to do it?
ここでよ、決まってるじゃない。ここに泊まり込んで作業するの？
Even though we live within walking
実
distance?
際にここで寝泊まりする必要はないわ。生徒会に届け出をするだけでいい。
And then what? Audra grinned.
学校に残り放題。
Damn, Audra's gonna be putting in work if she's planning to work after 8 p.m. It's pretty brutal. Good for you, Audra. Taking one for the team. With that, the light bulbs finally lit up above our heads.
私が来られるのは20時以降になるけど、十分よ。
Yeah, we'll be able to work longer as well, so the schedule will be drastically shortened.
あんたらほんと好きだね。夏休みが潰れるって文句言うところよ。夏休みなんて宿題くらいしかやることないもん。
Why would we complain when we can do what we like every day?
ですって先輩どうですか？ああいいと思う。
Yeah, it's not be hard on you,
それ
Agaha.
でいいのか？だって掛け持ちする君の負担が一番大きくなる。それなら私も葵の考えに1票かな。好きじゃあ決まりね。早速生徒会に合宿の届けを出しに行きましょう。ああそうだな。ついでに副部長の届けも出すか。
Everyone looked like they suddenly remembered that there was that issue too.
そんなの葵くんで、
Yep.
私はハバネさんがいいと思うな。
I don't know. I think Aoi's probably more qualified, but this might also be a good chance to make Habane want to stay. Like if Amane Senpai does graduate, I don't know how far this game goes. This could be like a plan for the Soaring Club to stay active, right? I don't know how far this game goes though. I feel like it's just trying to finish at when we actually get the glider and when she leaves, but if it does go farther, that might be a good plan too. Yeah, I think so too.
ちょっとなんでそうなるのよ。ほら
I mean, she's pretty passionate about it too. Maybe more than Aoi is. I've got my dorm mother job to do, so I'll pass. Oh, that's true. I forgot. Hopes has to work. She has the most free time.
はい多数決取ります。ハバネさんがいいと思う人。
Everyone except Kotori quickly raised their hands.
やだダメだって。私なんか一番役に立ってないし、一人じゃ何もできないし。それでいいんじゃないか。翼を持たぬ人が空を飛ぼうというんだ。現代においてもそれは途方もない話だよ。そんな時一番必要になるのは技術や才能ではな
Yep,
く、
she is very passionate.
空を飛びたいという思いでみんなを引っ張っていく者が副部長になるべきだ。あまねちゃん、それあまねちゃんの役目じゃないの？だって部長はあまねちゃんなんだもん。
That quit switch.
まあまあもう決まったことだし。
Then as your immediate first job, let's start with taking those notices to the student council.
雑用を押し付けてるだけでしょ。
Thus, both the training camp and the club vice president issue were settled in one fell swoop. There's so many transitions today. It's a good day.
行ってくる。
Kotori and Omni Senpai headed to the student council room to submit the notices.
さてと、私もロボット部に行くかな。
Adaha,
お？
thanks for sticking with us.
いいのいいの。好きでやってることだもん。
By the way, how was it?
何が？
You know, that thing you were talking about, the love letter.
ああ。
She grinned again.
すごい告白されちゃった。
It was really cute. Kotori's confession. I mean, it is a confession, just not a love confession. Amazing, you say. How so?
私のこと好きなんだって。いやー、熱い子だよ、あの子は。私、嫌いじゃないんだな、そういうの。
Toying with Aoi. So, did you accept? I see. I'll be rooting for you.
ありがとう。それじゃあ、行ってくるね。
Yeah, good luck. And with that, our summer holiday began. I wonder what kind of guy he is. Always worrying. Oh, it's just a break, but I don't want to stop. It's only been 14 minutes. But we can go for a bit more. This is my second recording of the day, though. I just did a Hidru episode. Nighttime. The last day of the first term. That night. It's been a while since we've seen the other members of the dorm, except for Kanako. Hayuka. Sure, put it in the laundry basket.
ありがとう。私の部屋のエアコン 調子悪いんだけど。
I'll call an electrician during the summer break and have them take a
よろ
look.
しく。
Who's the last one? Ryuto.
明日は朝ごはんないんだよね。
If you're here, I'll make something.
よろしくお願いします。
Everyone was busy. Of course they were. All of the boarders were heading home for the summer break. Most people will be leaving as early as tomorrow morning.
暑い。死ぬ。
Tanaka-san came out of the dressing room with a fan in her hand. Wearing nothing but her underwear. I was about to say maybe in her underwear. Whoa, Tanaka-san.
他にもエアコンつけようよ。
Please don't walk around in your underwear just because it's hot.
だって汗でシャツが張り付いて気持ち悪いと思う。ああ、暑い。
She muttered to herself as she entered the dining hall. Jeez. Hat! I actually feel like I haven't seen Hat in a while because I kind of forgot about him too. This time, Hat dragged himself out from Kotori's room. What? Is the heat getting into you too? After I finish cleaning up, I'll spray some water on you, so just hold on a minute.
あ
Oh, you sound so tired. I, the dorm mother, had to get ready to see everyone off, so of course I was a little busy as well. That's why I left the hallway, through today's club activities, and came home.
ー。わ、
Exhausted Hat said something and suddenly raised his head.
ただい
Welcome back. You're a little late, aren't you?
ま。ギリギリまでやってたからね。疲れた。はいはい。ただいまハト。
He's happy to see Kotori. It's so cute. Oop, wrong button. But worn out Kotori picked up Hat and put him on her lap.
暑い。喉乾いた。
Okay, I got it. I pushed the wheelchair and took Kotori into the dining hall.
おかえりコトリ。頑張ってるね。まあ、ほどほどにね。
Is barley tea okay?
ありがとう。はあ、生き返る。
Wanna eat something?
食べる。
I heated up the dinner I had prepared in advance in the microwave.
海外しいね。
It's all the dorm mother's job. As of today, Kotori and the others had already started with the training camp. I was sorry and I felt a bit frustrated that I couldn't stay to the end because of my dorm mother job. But that ends today. Starting tomorrow, I will be freed from these duties. I have to do the maintenance and administration for the building though. However, there's no doubt about it. I'll be able to freely participate in the training camp. Kotori was making a fuss while eating her tauntaun men. Tauntaun men? Doodle, help me. Tauntaun men. Toronto. Incredibly tauntaun men, easy to make at home. Don Don noodles, or Don Don Mian, is a noodle dish originating from Chinese Sichuan cuisine. It consists of spicy sauce, usually containing preserved vegetables, chili oil, Sichuan pepper, minced pork, and scallions served over noodles. The dish can either be served dry or as noodle soup. Don't think I've ever tried this. Looks pretty good though. Tauntaun men dan dan noodles. So I guess the tauntaun men is the soup version, while the don don is just the dry version. Looks pretty good though. Nice spicy soup. Next.
ハト、離れてなさい。あんたが食べたらきっと死んじゃうわよ。
Oh no. Yeah. Kotori chased away Hat, who was after the vegetables in the noodles.
辛いけど美味しい。辛い。
She complained a lot, but it seems that she liked it. By the way, you aren't returning home? I asked her.
しないわ。
Did you cancel to stay at the training camp?
違うわ。もともとするつもりないし。
Is that so? I looked at Kotori's face, not entirely convinced.
食べにくいんだけど。
Oh, sorry. Kotori was disabled. When you think about it, normally she should be spending such times as summer break at home. Choosing to stay at the dormitory away from her parents was rather strange. I wonder if there's a reason for it. When I was thinking about this vacantly...
私も帰らないよ。
What?
なんでそんなに驚くかな。私にいなくなってほしいわ。
Well, now we have to perform our dorm mother duties. No, it's not
う
that.
ちはこっから近いからね。本当は寮に入らなくても学校通えるし。
So why do you stay here?
追い出されたんだ。うち両親が再婚したんだけど、あっちに年の近い男の連れ子がいてね。
Dude, what's this tone shift for Tanaka? We've never seen her serious. Actually, we have, but it's always been happy serious. Kotori also subconsciously stopped moving her
い
chopsticks.
つも風呂上がりに下着姿で歩いてたら、お母さんから出てけって言われたの。結婚生活をぶち壊す気か、この親不孝者だって。ひどいと思わない？
Kotori went back to her meal while muttering, taking this seriously was a waste of time. I know, I thought this was gonna be some deep stuff about to happen, some serious stuff. I think that's kind of your fault for wandering around in your underwear. I mean, after getting kicked out for that, she was still doing exactly the same thing here.
ちょいちょい顔出しに帰るけど、基本はこっちに残るからよろしくね。
It appears that not all boarders will be leaving for the summer after all. So not a bad thing for us, though.
ああ、ダメダメ。重視つけすぎだって。これじゃ薄すぎるんじゃないの？重視の割合が多いと強度が弱くなるの。前に教えたでしょ？
Serious saga, huh?
だからって薄すぎじゃないかしら。
The first few days of training camp, the construction of the main wings was proceeding smoothly. Aga was focusing on the robotics lab, but when she had time, she would show up here at the garage. And then she would quarrel with Kotori.
どれどれ、私が見本を見せてやろう。あ、ちょっとあまねちゃん、何してんの？そうですよ。ここは私らに任せて、あまね先輩はあっちで涼んでてください。
They don't trust her. That's kind of sad. Omne Senpai returned downheartedly, looking like an old lady who was just told off by her daughter and son-in-law. Hey, you guys, don't be mean to Senpai.
別にいじめてなんてないわよ。ねえ、そうよ。あまねちゃんや葵くんが乗った時、空中でバラバラになっちゃわないように、心を鬼にして言ってるだけなんだから。
Right, it mustn't fall apart in midair, under no circumstances. You see, she lost all her confidence.
じゃあこっち手伝ってください。出来上がった部品を磨くの。いいのか？ええ。それなら後でやり直せるし。磨くぞ。
Omne Senpai started enthusiastically polishing the parts that were finished yesterday. It was one of the huge plates. It was made by joining several separately made boards. It was the top part of the left wing, and it will be connected with the underside part once it's completed. We had to polish it before that until it's shiny, but it takes a really long time. That's because it had such a large surface.
できてるな。すごいな。アゲハも小鳥も。
She admired it while polishing.
これはいい機体になりそうだ。
Listening to her monologue,
ふふん。
they both smiled awkwardly. For some reason, they seemed the happiest when being praised by Omne Senpai. You guys seem to be having fun. I've been helping out as well, but compared to them, I didn't really feel like I was doing much.
何言ってんの？この翼が完成したらあんたが飛ぶんだからね。そうよ。あなたはパイロットなのよ。
Yeah, that's right. These wings that everyone is working so hard to build are what I will use to fly, carrying everyone's hopes. Those words may seem cliche, but after witnessing everyone working like this, I really meant that. I never thought about that when I was riding a bike. Bikes are also made by someone, piece by piece, and it's something they put their heart and soul into. Sometimes. Back in those days, I was completely engrossed in riding. I guess I was still immature.
さあ作業再開
Oh. Look.
今日中にこれ仕上げたいもんね
After being praised by Senpai, they looked even more fired up. Then the sun went down. Around the same time, Ada, who went to the robotics club for a while, came back and said, "Alright, here we go." In other words, it's time to show what our training camp was all about. Oh, is this, Anchan? It's been a while, and maybe we'll see if Anchan actually has some relation to Amine, because I thought that was something. Or maybe Asuka. Huh? Anchan? I kind of forgot about him too. It's been a while. We've seen all the characters we haven't seen in a while this chapter. Guess that's kind of nice. Anchan, carrying a big watermelon under his arm, entered the garage. And Hotaru! I forgot about you too. Nice to see you. Hotaru was right behind him.
はんちゃんどうしたの
Kotori hasn't met. No, Kotori's seen him, I guess. I don't know about Hotaru though.
差し入れだ。お前んとこのおばさんがくれたんだけど、うちじゃ食い切れそうにないから持ってきた。
Anchan looked at Hotaru as if asking for confirmation. I guess it was Hotaru who bought that big watermelon to Anchan's house. Anchan passed the watermelon to me and looked around the
あん
garage.
ま変わってないな。ごちゃごちゃと汚いまんまだ。
Anchan, have you been here before?
昔な。
Anchan graduated from this school. That's why it wasn't really that strange, but still, this garage was still in a deserted place far from the school building. Anchan walked further inside. Amne-senpai was there facing the drawing board and muttering. She was deeply concentrated and completely unaware what was going around
能
her.
力を抑えるにはやはりここの局面を
相変わらずだな、あまね。
Realizing that Anchan was looking at her, Amne-senpai raised her face. She was completely taken aback.
達也
よ、
達也じゃないか
久しぶりだな。
The hug. After Anchan greeted her, Amne-senpai got up from her seat and walked around him. Then she patted him on the shoulder. No
本
hug.
当だ達也だ久しぶりだな
So he was an ex-member.
何どういうことさあ
Don't ask me. It seemed that these two were old acquaintances. Kotori started cutting the watermelon with one of the utility knives used in our work.
難しいなけどどうしたんだ急に
前に葵からグライダーの部品がいるって頼まれてな。それでもしかしてって思ったんだ。
はいはい質問
Kotori raised her hand vigorously.
どうぞ、お嬢さん。
二人は知り合いなんですか
Obviously. Audra and I wanted to know too, but we found it kind of hard to ask about it. However, Kotori just went ahead and did that easily. Nice.
ああ、俺はここの卒業生で、あまねとは同期だったんだ。
Audra and I counted Anchan's age on our
本
fingers.
当だ同い年だ
Anchan was already a full-fledged working adult, while Amne-senpai was still a student. However, these two were certainly the same age.
卒業してから
Do we know their
会った
age
けど
confirmed?
まだ続けてたんだ
Guess
な。
not. Anchan smiled as he spoke.
まだ目指してるのか。
ああこの目であの雲の回廊を見るまでは
そうか。そうだったな。
Somehow, it felt like a conversation we couldn't join. And then,
追加切れたよ
thanks, Kotori. Kotori put the watermelon on a dish, the one Kotori made from FRP the other day. and brought it over.
ちょっと不格好になっちゃったけど。
It was cut with a utility knife, so the shapes of the slices were rather irregular. It won't change the taste, though. Everyone grabbed a slice and bit into it.
見えてないけど甘い。本当だ、甘い。先輩もどうぞ。ありがとう。
Amane Senpai took a slice of the watermelon offered by Hotaru.
スイカか。久しぶりに食べるな。何年ぶりだろう。
As she said that, she was a little lost about how to eat it. She looked around at everyone and mimicked us by taking a big bite. I was also eating it without worrying about good manners. When it's summer, you just have to have a watermelon.
達也は今どうしてるの？
実家の工場で働いてるよ。
ああ、例の。この間雑誌で取り上げられてるのを読んだぞ。え？あーちゃん雑誌に載ったの？
俺じゃないよ。うちの工場が乗ったんだ。
What kind of article was
日
it?
本の町工場が NASA からロケットの部品を受注しているっていう記事だった。
Oh.
町工場でロケット作ってるの？
機械じゃうまく作れない部品があるんだ。そういうのをうちの職人さんたちが作ってる。
Did you make them too, Anchan?
記事に載った仕事は俺も手伝ったよ。
確か打ち上げは成功して、もうすでに宇宙を飛んでるんだったな。あんちゃんが作った部品が宇宙を飛んでるんだ。
It's pretty cool, I guess. It was so incredible, it almost felt unreal.
あんちゃんの話聞いてたら。
I guess it'd be a big inspiration for Adaha, who also likes making parts and probably very good at crafting stuff like Anshan.
ハバネさん、続きやるよ。
Kotori, who was still halfway through her watermelon, ate the rest of it and in one go and followed Adaha.
早くこの子を飛ばそう。
いい雰囲気じゃないか。
ああ、まるであの頃に戻ったみたいだろ。
そうだな。
Nighttime.
これでどう？
おう、いいんじゃないか。
姫木さん、いいって。あんちゃん、こっちも見てよ。
おう、待ってろ。
After everyone had eaten the watermelon, Anchan and Hotaru helped with the rest of the work in the garage. Having a couple extra hands was already a big help, but Anchan was a pro at that. He really showed us how to get things done. It was very motivating. Thanks to that, we got an unexpected amount of work done. With just the work we did today, we've managed to push our schedules forwards a lot, haven't we?
4、5日分は進んだかも。あなたたちのあんちゃんさんは化け物ね。どうやったらあんな風にできるのかしら。
Amane Senpai was watching our conversation sitting alone away from us. I ended up standing beside her.
賑やかだな。
This is the first time this many people have gathered here. Amane Senpai smiled with her whole face.
葵くんと達也は幼馴染だったのか。
I was surprised too that you and Anchan know each other.
達也は君たちの先輩になるんだぞ。うちの元部員だからな。
Is that so? From what I heard of the conversation, I thought that might have been the case.
先に卒業してしまったからな。あの機体のコックピットをレストアしたのは達也なんだ。私と違って手先が器用だったからな。達也が作っていれば主翼が折れることもなかった
Oops,
ろ。
my bad. So that's how it was. I didn't know that I have been touching something Anchan had left behind. But why didn't Anchan tell me that he used to be a member of the soaring club? Was it simply because he thought there's no need to tell me? Or did he have a reason?
葵、サボってないで手伝え。そうよ、今日中にやれるだけやるんだから。
Oh, sorry. Okay, I'll be going. Senpai saw me off with a smile as I went to join everyone. Like this, our training camp went on late into the night.
それじゃあ、俺たちはそろそろ帰るよ。ホタルの門限もあるしな。
Anchan came here in a small truck from the workshop, and apparently he was going to drop Hotaru off on the way home.
今日はありがとう、あんちゃん。おかげで助かったよ。ありがとうございました。
Following Adaha, Kotori also bowed her head. Speaking of which, that was the first time I saw Kotori talking to someone using polite speech.
お前たちのためならいつだって力になるさ。それに久しぶりに学生時代に戻ったみたいで楽しかった。またな、あまね。
ああ、また。ホテル、お母さんに遅くなるって言っといて。うん、わかった。
Anchan left alone with Hotaru. Only the usual group remained.
さて、私らも引き上げる準備しますかね。そうね。樹脂が固まるまでやることないし。天音先輩は今日も残っていくんですか？ああ。
Senpai answered as she went back to the seat by the drawing board.
天音ちゃんっていつも何時頃帰ってるの？
She was staying behind and working even after the three of us had gone home almost every day. Now that I think about it, you're always here before us in the mornings too.
そうだな。
Does she go home? She might not. What time do you get here?
そう。
Already half absorbed by the drawing board, she only gave a vague reply.
そうって。まさか。
At that moment, everyone arrived at the same answer. Senpai, you aren't going home at all.
っていうか、ここに住んでる？
I recalled the conversation I'd had with her a few days ago. Yesterday I returned home for the first time in ages. Yes, that's what she said. I thought that she lived home alone and hadn't been back to her family's house in a long time. Yeah, I remember she said that. I also thought that she went to meet her parents or something.
家が遠いんだ。ここには椅子も机もあって不便がないかも
How
ね。
do you wash your clothes though?
不便でしょ。ベッドもお風呂もご飯もないし。
or just wash in general?
風呂なら体育館にシャワーがあるよ。ご飯は学食へ行けばいい。いやいや、学食はお昼休みだけだし、だいたいもう夏休みでやってないし。
No wonder that she's always so hungry.
もしかしてあまねちゃん、もうずっとそんな生活してるんじゃ。
Kotori asked timidly. It's pretty insane, actually. She's hopeless. We need to do something about this fast. And so that's how it is, Mom. I mean, yeah, we have vacant rooms, so we might as well. I wonder if Hat's gonna recognize Omni Senpai. Omni. I'm adding the Senpai automatically. Thanks, Mom. Go ahead, Senpai.
お邪魔します。
We had forcefully brought Omni Senpai to the dormitory. There are a lot of vacant rooms here, and since most of the boarders had gone home, it won't be a bother anymore. Senpai stared at the entrance hall, which was far more grand than you'd expect for a student dormitory. Speaking of which, it seems Senpai already knew about Flying Fish Manor. That's probably because Asuka-san used to live here before. Sensing that Kotori had come home, Hat came out to welcome her. As usual, he was going to jump on Kotori's lap, but... yeah. Omni Senpai went over to Hat and stroked his head.
元気だったか、ハト。お前まだここにいたのか。ハトのこと知ってるの？ああ、知ってるぞ。この子はイスカが連れてきたの。
I mean, you can assume that since he was living where Kotori was, which is Asuka's room.
そうなの？
When Tanaka-san was talking about Hat before, she said it was unknown who started keeping him here and since when. So this duck was already brought here by Asuka-san? It wasn't really a big mystery or anything, but Agra still seemed disappointed by how easily it had been solved.
いいなあ。みんなでここに住むんだ。あなたも泊まっていけばいいじゃない。部屋はいっぱいあるんだから。いいの？
There's only one room that can be used right away though. Other rooms were either a bit dusty because I haven't been cleaning them, or they were used as substitute storerooms. There's no air conditioning either, so the living conditions would be pretty bad.
葵の部屋に泊めてもらうってわけにもいかないか。
Of course not, we're not kids anymore.
昔よく泊まりっこしたよね。
Staying over at each other's house during the summer holiday used to be routine for us.
それなら
Ooh, Kotori. She was about to let her stay over in her room. Come on, say it. Come on, don't be like that. Finish what you were going to say.
私の
The
部屋に
blushing Kotori
泊まればいいん
face.
じゃない？
So cute.
やっぱなし。今のなし。いいの？いいわよ。別に私は困らないし、ベッドは一つしかないけど、ひばり姉が泊まる時用の布団とかあるし。泊まる。
Ara jumped at the chance unexpectedly eagerly. Kotori, still a little nervous, replied,
そういうわけだから。
Alright, then, from today onwards, this is where we'll all be staying. And that's how it went.
というわけだから、ホタル、お母さんに言っといて。そう、葵んとこ。じゃあ、よろしくね。
After a late dinner, Audra called home. She asked Hotaru, who had been taken home already by Anchan, to pass the message. She probably would have been scolded if she told them directly. Normally, it wouldn't be a problem for her to stay at her dormitory, but it was kind of out of the blue.
いい湯だった。
With that, Kanako-san appeared.
裸のお姉さん。ちゃんと下着つけてるけど。
How many times have I asked you not to wander around dressed like
だ
that?
って暑いんだもん。それよりお風呂空いたよ。
Well then, you guys go first. I'll go in there last.
はーい。
Oh yes, take care of Kotori.
頼むって何を？いいってそういうの。
There's nothing to be shy about. You're always saying how you love to soak in the bathtub.
遠慮じゃないもん。
Seeing how Kotori was embarrassed, Audra didn't ask what this was about. This was all about any further. She just pushed Kotori's wheelchair along like it was no big deal.
行こう小鳥。
Kotori twitched in surprise when Audra addressed her like this.
やっぱ慣れしかった？そんなことない。名字だと長いし、あまり語呂良くないし、呼びにくいでしょ。
I actually like Havane-san. It rolls off the tongue nice.
呼びやすい方で呼んでくれれば。
Oh my god, so adorable.
小鳥。長さは同じじゃないか？
Unable to read the situation, Omni-senpai unintentionally played the straight man.
さんをつけろ。このデコスケちゃんやろ。わあ。
Yo, we're seeing that. I love that effect. It's so cute. Omni-senpai stared back as if she got poked hard in the forehead.
小鳥が怒った。
I feel that she's becoming more and more impolite towards Omni-senpai lately. In this case, it probably can't be helped though.
じゃあ、小鳥で。
Audra asked to make sure with an expression filled with anticipation.
そしてアゲハ。それじゃあお風呂行きましょうか。あまね先輩も行きましょう。
Still sulking. The girls followed each other into the bathroom. As I saw them off, I muttered in my mind, "Way to go, Kotori." I feel kind of felt like a parent watching over his child growing up. Oh, what? That was so ugly. Oh, that was
やっ
the
ぱ広いお風呂はいいよね。
non-AoE point of view, right? Oh, don't do it! This is a censor, isn't it? You gotta show so many angles. It's so hard. The last censor I kind of messed up one of the nipples, but whatever, dude. God damn it. Well, might as well see the view. Not bad.
どうした小鳥？もっとこっち
Guess I
に来た
should
らどう
read
だ？
this, right? What's up, Kotori? Why don't you come over here?
シャワーだけでいいって言ったのに。いいじゃん。一緒に湯船に浸かりたかったんだもん。女同士、裸と裸の付き合いでさ。そりゃあなたたちはそんなでかいからいいでしょうけど。
Not really. It's alright. They're just bantering in the washroom.
何のことだ？そのお湯にプカプカ浮いてるやつよ。あまねちゃんってすごく食べるのにスタイルいいのね。カロリーは主に脳とおっぱいで消費されてるに違いないわね。そういうアゲハも何をみんなして。小鳥だってスタイルいいじゃん。お肌そうかな。ところであまね先輩、聞いてもいいですか？なんだ？先輩って彼氏とかいないんですか？彼氏？そう、彼氏。いないな。嘘。先輩美人だし。
I like the voice effect though. It sounds like they're in the washroom. With that little echoing effect.
ガレージから外に出ることはめったにないからよくわからないぞ。今日来てたあんちゃんさんじゃないの？あ、私もそれ思った。
Kinda looked like it.
あ
Too
まね
weird.
先輩とあんちゃんってどういう関係なんですか？達也とは同じソアリング部の仲間だったんだ。彼氏というのとは違うと思うぞ。にしては再会した時意味深な雰囲気だったわね。思った美男美女ですっごくお似合いだったし。私と達也はお似合いなのか。じゃあ小鳥は葵くんのことが好きなのか？なんでそうなるの？今あまねちゃんの話してるんじゃ。おお、うろたえてる。これは怪しいぞ。違うって、そうなんじゃないの？なんだ、違うのか。
Sorry if you can't see this from the sensors. I don't really know. I should have read it, but I think we're going too far to the point where there's no point anymore. They're just talking about who they like, kinda. They obviously, as expected, she probably doesn't have any relations, and they're just grilling Kotori about how her and Aoi would look good together.
大体葵くんはアゲハのことが好きなんでしょ？はい？なんでそうなるの？そりゃ幼馴染だし仲いいけど。聞いたもん、昔葵くんがアゲハに告白して振られたって。なんで知ってんの？まさか葵のやつそんなことまで。あの軽薄な感じの男子が言ってたわ。
My boy Mabu.
魔法か。あんなバカ、今度ぶん殴っておこう。本当だったんだ。ああ、違う。あれは子供の頃の話で。
So this is Kotori low-key saying that she kind of likes Aoi.
あらかじめ用意していたかのような言い訳。これは怪しいわ。
That's cute.
あの時葵はもう引っ越すことが決まってて、それで急に寂しくなったんだと思う。本当にそんなんじゃないの。振ったってことはアゲハは葵くんのことが好きじゃなかったのか？いや、それは。ああ、好きなんだ。いやアゲハは葵くんのことが好き。あんたは子供か。葵くんは今でもアゲハのことが好きなんだろうか。いや、それはないんじゃないかな。友情は一応健在みたいですけど。どっちかっていうと私より小鳥？そんなわけないわ。だって好きなら脳天にチョップしないはずだもん。だからチョップされてないアゲハよ。
Because she's not as indirect as you though, Kotori.
その判断基準はどうだろう。じゃあ好きな人は どうして二人とも私を見るんだ？私が葵くんならあまねちゃんのこと好きになると思うな。
I don't think so.
私もそう思う。
I think she's probably like, I mean, maybe in looks, but I think if I had to guess what Aoi would like, it's probably Adaha, then Kotori, then Amane. Or maybe switch Kotori and Adaha. I'm not sure though.
実は私ね、葵くんがあまねちゃんのこと遠くから見て一人で赤くなってるとこ何度私もある。あと話してる時も赤くなってオロオロしたりデレデレしたりしてるよね。
I guess we can't see it, but I understand when he blushes if she randomly hugs him.
してる。そうなのよ。ソアリング部入るのも最初からやけに積極的だったし、グライダーのこと大して知りもしなかったのね。
This was more for, I think we tried to get into the club just, it was more for Kotori, trying to get Kotori to stay. I mean, yeah, stay in school and not drop out.
あまね先輩なら納得ね。納得か。
Squares.
でっかいお風呂最高。気持ちよかった。私はちょっとのぼせちゃったかも。
The three girls, fresh out of the bath, took a barley tea out of the fridge and poured it into a glass, while enjoying the breeze from an electric fan. That was a really long bath. I could hear voices coming from inside. What were you talking about? From the hallway, I could hear laughter, shrieks, and and such coming from the bathroom from time to time. I couldn't catch exactly what they were saying, but it sounded like something exciting.
秘密ね、小鳥。そうよ、男子禁制。
When they put it like this, it made me anxious. What the hell were they talking
さて
about?
と、寝る準備をしましょうか。
Kotori pushed her squeaking wheelchair, and Adraha followed after.
おやすみ。おやすみなさい。
Yeah, good night. I watched them leave and then prepared myself for the bath. Amne-senpai, are you going to sleep too? I just finished getting your room ready. Amne had already laid the blueprints out on the dining hall table. She was looking at the plans with the glass of milk in one hand. It seemed that she didn't hear whatever I said, so I decided to go ahead and take a bath.
皆様、長い間ご迷惑をおかけしておりましたが、私、姫木アゲハ、本日よりソアリング部に完全復帰いたします。
A small round of applause echoed around the garage. You guys were so close. If you've won 2 more matches, you would have gotten through the qual. Wow, so we're taking a... This is a pretty big time skip, though. This means half of the summer's already done, right? That's when Ada said she'd be finished with the competition. Oh, they didn't even get through the qualifiers, though. Kind of sucks. Kind of bummy.
それは高望みってもんでしょう。
Ada and her team lost in the 3rd match in the district qualifiers of the robot contest that they held yesterday. If a team wins 4 times, they can enter the national championship. Saying they were close was a bit questionable since they lost in the 3rd match, but it was a really close fight, and the team that beat them won the district qualifiers in the end.
小鳥も応援に来てくれてありがとう。
Aww.
すごい悔しかった。
Since Ada was in 2 clubs, the rest of us were also helping out the robotics club when we had some time to spare. We also helped carry the equipment on the days of the match and went to the contest hall. It was the first time I've been to a robot contest, but it was pretty interesting. The teams weren't there just to win, they also did their best to show off their robots, the crystallization of their ideas. Even if showing off like that could put them at a disadvantage in the match, they didn't cut any corners. When I saw that, I could understand why Adaha became so engrossed in this.
それから天音先輩お手伝いしてくださってありがとうございました。あれ天音ちゃんも何かしたの？私は別に何も。
It's the first blushing Amane senpai. Amane face we got, I think.
何度か見に来てくれて設計の問題点を改善してくれたりアイデアを提供してくれたりしたの。
Paste.
天音先輩すっごいんだよ。やっぱ発想が違うっていうかさ。へえ天音ちゃん私らに隠れてそんなことしてたんだ。
I had no idea. What on earth did she do that?
私も何かできることはないかと思ったんだ。みんな天音先輩と一緒にものづくりができていい刺激になったって喜んでました。欲が出ちゃったみたいで次は優勝するんだって気合入りまくりでしたよ。それはよかった。
It's good that they want to win. You can't obtain victory if you don't aim for the
そ
top.
れからもう一つ重大な報告があります。
Audra spoke in a formal tone.
私昨日をもって
It
ロ
happened.
ボット部を退部してまいりましたへえ本当なのか？実は前から決めてたんです。ロボット作りもいいけど今はグライダーの方が楽しいんで。というわけで今後はこっち一本でいきますのでよろしく。
Another round of applause resonated in the garage, louder than before, and accompanied with cheers.
ってことはいよいよ主翼制作ラストスパートね。葵はパイロット訓練に戻ってちょうだい。
No, I can help too.
ダメダメ。主翼が完成したら速攻でテストフライトするんだから。それまでに操縦を完璧に覚えること。パイロット譲ってやったんだからビシッと決めてもらうわよ。
Alright. I had a role to fulfill. At long last, the first test flight was just around the corner. Chapter break? There we go. Long chapter. I don't know, I didn't expect the nudity scene, and then with this one where they show like a lot of different angles and close-ups, it's kind of hard to edit. So maybe I'll just
ごめんください。
I mean, maybe I'll just upload this Thursday. And it'll actually fit better because we're at an odd number because I did miss the day before, so it'll make it back to an even number. So I'll probably do that, but thanks for watching. This episode's been pretty fun. I mean, the bath time development was also interesting from what you can see. I mean, you can always just read the transcript somewhere, I'm sure. And I'm sure you've read this if you're watching this before, right? But yeah, I mean, the whole what Adaha would do was settled pretty easily. In fact, the training camp was a good idea. Probably a lot more work for Adaha, but it looked like they went through it. I'm actually surprised that they time skipped that, but which makes me think that we're definitely gonna go past summer, right? Or we could be getting to at least like closer to the end of this route with Kotori. I just don't think so because we haven't met the other two routed characters, which is weird. So it'd be weird if we're close to the finish yet. So yeah, I think that we're gonna go past summer, maybe even with Amane Senpai graduating. But yeah, this has been fun. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye!